Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to summer 2024. Hello, welcome back to my world of stuff. It's, I think it's Thursday the 13th of June. I've lost track of time. I'm sitting out in the garden at the moment, but not for very long because it's a bit chilly. Yes, summer's turning out to be a bit of a damp squib, and apparently the weather isn't expected to improve greatly until something like June the 23rd. It's grey, it's drab, it's windy, it's actually quite cold. It's very frustrating. I'm going to spend the morning, possibly most of the day, in the cinema room today. So I'm going to show you around the cinema room again, a few little bits and pieces that are going on there. Then I'm going to settle down to watch a retro movie. So join me in the cinema room, will you? So here we are in the old cinema room. You've probably not been in here for a while. I haven't done a video for a while in here. Things are pretty much as they were. Nothing much has changed. But I'm just coming in today to chill. A few things that I want to do today, want to achieve. I've been reading this book, which I picked up fairly recently. It's called The Gathering by C.J. Tudor, who's described as a Britain's female Stephen King. I don't know about that, but she writes pretty good horror stories, and this one is about a vampire colony in Alaska and a mysterious murder. And as you can see, I'm nearly at the end, so I'm going to spend an hour or so finishing that this morning before I do a retro movie review this afternoon, which is going to be The Princess Bride, a classic film which has been recommended to me on more than one occasion. And I've meant to get round to watching again, but I haven't got around to it, and I think today is probably the day. So anyway, I'll just spin you around. It's a bit messy, it's a bit lived in, but, you know, that's the idea, really. It's a cinema room. Here's all my Blu-rays and things. You'll recognise the backdrop from my usual videos, and I'm sitting there pontificating. And there's all the posters and things. I don't think there's anything particularly new that's gone up here. I got a couple of new things to display. A friend of mine bought me this very nice 3D, I don't know if you can tell it's 3D on the camera, picture of Spider-Man in action. A friend of mine's often out and about in charity shops, and he'll give me a bell if he finds anything interesting. A couple of things I've actually picked up. So this is by way of a show and tell video as well, from some things I've bought recently. Charity shop last week, I picked up Mark Morris's paperback adaptation of the classic Hammer horror film Vampire Circus. I remember these books coming out a few years ago. There was a run of, I think, a handful of Hammer novelizations. I don't suppose they were hugely successful because there weren't many of them. And I picked up this one for, as you can see, 50p in a charity shop last week. I also picked up a couple of old annuals. I don't know if I've got them both here. I picked up a copy of the Lion Annual from 1965 in a charity shop. This was £2. Fairly good condition, a bit manky at the back. But I do like, I can't resist sort of classic 1960s sort of books and annuals and things. They always appeal. I've also picked up, and I don't know if I filed it away this week, oh, no, I thought I filed it away. Obviously I haven't. I picked up, oh, here it is, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the most recent film. Picked that up from Amazon for $9.99 this week. I like this film. I'm sorry, I know it gets a lot of bad press, but I do think it's quite enjoyable. And I think it dealt with the issue of the aging Hannibal quite well, really. The other thing I picked up, opening up the cupboard of comic books and things, is the new Volume 3 Daredevil Mighty Marvel Masterworks collections. I quite like Daredevil. I do like the TV version. I'm looking forward to seeing him coming back on our screens. So I picked that up this week. I'd actually pre-ordered it. I'd totally forgotten I pre-ordered it, and it arrived yesterday. So I'll just slot that back in place. This, incidentally, for anybody interested, is my collection of comic books, such as it is. Just things I've picked up over the last couple of years. Since Marvel sort of risen to prominence in the cinema, it just reignited my interest in comics. So I picked up a few old collections and things. Don't always read them, but it's nice to have them. And If anybody who's interested in books and such like, here's my top shelf, which you'll always see in my videos, but can't always make out the titles perhaps. Books including this very nice giant-sized Making of the Planet of the Apes. Then there's a film, Michael Aspel's Lights, Camera, Action. I didn't even know I had that. As you can see, a few different collections of books. A lot of Doctor Who comic collections. I picked those up fairly cheaply not so long ago. Comic collections. The Jerry Anderson UFO comic anthologies, which are excellent. Thunderbirds, The Vaults. And here, of course, my various Blu-rays, books. Just it's a lot of mess at the moment. A lot of stuff that needs to be tidied up, and I will get around to it at some point, I promise. Here's the desk upon which I record my videos, or at which I record my videos. A couple of comic books here. I think I probably showed you these recently. I read this a couple of days ago. The Abyss I bought on 4K, which I've started watching. Didn't get to the end of it, but I will. And there is the cinema projector, or screen rather. Slightly annoyingly, in the last few days, the motor stopped working. Normally the screen goes up, but it goes down. Now it just goes. So luckily it started going when it was more or less fully down. In fact, it's, as you'll see at the top, the black bar is quite big at the top. I wouldn't normally have that much of the black bar. I'd sort of have as much as I've got at the bottom at the top, but it came down all the way. And then it just does this now. So presumably there's something wrong with the motor that needs to be looked at, and I will at some stage look at it, or get it looked at, or possibly even replace the screen, because they're not massively expensive, the electric screens, but it seems a shame to replace it if there's nothing really much wrong with it. Oh, another thing I will show you, again, my charity shop haul friend picked this up for me last week. It is a Dalek, some sort of Dalek destruction gun. I don't remember this piece of Doctor Who merchandise coming out, but yeah, it's quite fun. I will just switch it on.
Temporal lock device powering up. Power matrix operating at optimal levels.
And you press the button on the side.
Is now engaged. Dalek strategy data core activated. Exterminate.
And there you have it. Yeah, it's an odd little thing, which I said wasn't aware of this coming out. It's very hard to turn off. And when the Doctor Who merchandise started becoming the rage again, when Doctor Who came back, I was more interested in the figures and figurines rather than toy guns and things. So yeah, that's the cinema room at the moment. You can see, down there we have some Iron Man canvases that, again, my friend picked up from a charity shop, and that's, you'll see on there, one I picked up last week for a couple of quid. So the cinema room hasn't changed very much. It's slightly annoying that the screen isn't working very well, but this is going to be my home for most of the day, I think. Annoyingly, I've had to put the heating on because it's quite cold in here. There's no piped-in heating, so I've got a heater which does the job in the winter. And now it seems in the summer because it's rotten all day today. As you can see from the window, it's manky out there. So yeah, I'll be watching The Princess Bride later on. I just thought I would give you a quick spin around the old cinema room so you can see where I misbehave and record things for you. Right, thank you for watching this off-the-cuff little video. There will be, obviously, a video later on, the retro movie review of The Princess Bride that I'll be watching when I finish that book that I just showed you. It's about 50, 60 pages to go. So I'll make myself a coffee, a couple of biggies, sit and quietly finish that book. Then I shall crack on with The Princess Bride review coming later. Thanks for watching. If you've been remotely entertained by this random video, why not like and subscribe and leave a comment? And tell your friends. And I'll see you soon. Until I do, keep taking the stuff.